Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast with your host, Chris. I am the man that I just spoke of. I am he. So this is the my last episode of my RTX coverage. Once again, this episode was recorded at RTX 2016, and I had a blast. But before I get into the guest, once again, I know everyone's probably tired of me saying it, but 5'4" Club. I just want to make the guys look good. I want to say I want to make the girls look good, but unfortunately this is for guys. But if you're a girl who wants to wear the clothing, go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. In fact, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you a discount because I'm that nice of a guy. But yeah, everyone go sign up for 5'4" Club. Link in the description. And Casting for Two, Twitter and Instagram, both at Casting for Two. There we go. I did all my things. So now I can introduce my guest. My guest is the very funny, very wonderful man from Kinda Funny, Mr. Greg Miller. And I had a blast chatting with him about comics, nerding out. This is a nerd out episode because I don't get to nerd out that much about DC comics and all that. So it was very great to nerd out with him, and just a wonderful gentleman, wonderful talk. And so I'm kind of buying time because I have a little bit of time left. So everybody go check out Kinda Funny on there and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Go do it. But before you do that, listen to this episode, okay? So sit back, relax, and Chris, cue the music, please.
No, I'm great, man. Thank you so much.
You are the Batman. You're whatever Gotham City needs.
Exactly.
There we go.
The White Knight.
There we go. Now, let me ask you. Well, first, I got to thank you for igniting the DC fire.
Hell yeah.
Because after you react, I was like, he's right. Go DC.
Yeah.
Who cares about Marvel? So I wasn't... Captain America's okay.
Yeah.
I liked Ant-Man in it, and so I'm just like, well... Did I enjoy the new Captain America because of everything, or was it just because of Ant-Man?
Yeah, Ant-Man and Spider-Man stole that show.
Yeah,
and that was what I was joking around about it, you know. In that film, I lean over to Tim like 30 or 40 minutes, and I'm like, where the fuck is Spider-Man? I paid for Spider-Man.
Right.
And then Spider-Man showed up, and I was like, this is awesome. And then like, all right, we got to go. We'll ditch everybody else and go finish this. I'm like, oh, god damn it. And I was like, fuck, well, that speaks to how strong those people are, but then not what I wanted out of this film.
Right. Well, it's... my buddy pointed out that there's not a lot of stakes in a Marvel movie now.
Yeah.
And look, there's what, 8? Like 20 of them?
Oh, yeah, there's no.
So it's like, I can hear you, or I understand that, but I saw it with my sister, and she goes, is Captain America going to die?
Yeah.
And I go, I'm going to be mad if he doesn't. I mean, because that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Versus, Batman v Superman, I'm sitting like this, and then when the Flash comes out, it's like, the Flash.
I lost my goddamn mind.
Yeah.
And it was funny because right before that, we were doing live Twitter Q&A about it, and somebody asked me like, "What do you think? What's one thing that could happen to make you jump out of your seat?" And I'm like, "I think I know everything." The movie,
right, yeah.
And when that happened, I did do the like, "Oh my god!" And like so many people. I took a friend to it the other night for Ultimate Edition,
right,
and showed it to her, and I kept telling her I would squeeze her hand when it was going to be like something new because she wanted to know, like, because she didn't see the first movie, so she's like, or the first cut.
Yeah.
And so at one point, I leaned over right before they go into the nightmare or whatever, right? Like, right as Bruce starts drifting, I'm like, "You're not gonna understand any of this.
Right.
I want you to know it's all awesome." You know what I mean? And then all that happened. I did like the grin look at her, and she's like, "I don't know what the fuck just happened." I know, but like, let me tell you,
right?
For a nerd like me, it's awesome.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And so my friend was just like, "Who's that guy? Like, who was that guy in the people were saying Orion." I was like, "That's the Flash."
Yeah,
and they're like, "Oh, that's because I knew the actor who was playing the Flash." So it's like, "Oh yeah, of course it's the Flash." But how is the Ultimate Edition cut?
It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better. It's better. It fleshes out, way more Clark Kent, him being actually reporting and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, like that's cool. I didn't even think about that.
He's doing his job,
exactly,
or his side job, I guess.
Exactly, side job. And there's more about the whole compound stuff at the beginning when like Jimmy gets killed. Like they give you more context for that entire subplot of like what's happening, and like the woman who testifies, in the very beginning of like, I don't think he answers to anyone, not even God himself.
Right.
Like, she's like, it turns out that like Lex paid her off to go do this and lie and all this different stuff. And it's like, oh, that's actually a cool idea. And like, it ties it all a little bit more into Lex having a plan rather than just being a weirdo with an egg timer. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, great. But it didn't flesh out like I wanted it to. Like, I wanted more of Darkseid's connection to Lex. It's like, no, it is just what it was in the movie. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I wanted more on like how did Lex get everything so quickly wrapped in his head, and with like when he drags Zod's body in there and like talks to the Kryptonian ship or whatever. Could we get more of like, no, we didn't get any of that. We do get this awesome thing at the end. Like
the Steppenwolf thingy?
Or, that's fine. That's in there. And I'm like, okay, but I wanted that beforehand, so it made a little more sense.
Right.
They do a different take of Batman Lex in the jail cell.
Oh, okay.
And Lex is basically because Batman, he's like, wherever you go, I will find you and I'll do it. And Lex is like, it's flaws of the justice system. Like, I'm criminally insane. I can't be tried about this, that, and the other.
Right.
And Batman's like, well, I pulled some strings and talked to some friends, and you're going to Arkham Asylum. And it was like, ah! Like, everyone in the theater was like, ah! Like, that's awesome.
Nice. I could have easily watched a 5-hour cut of that movie.
Sure. That's totally one of those movies. I'm like, can we just get everything you have? It's what I always wanted out of Superman Returns. Because, like, Superman Returns, if you remember, like, I was, like, so around the bend on Superman Returns, like, watching all of Bryan Singer's, like, director diaries and stuff. And, like, what they were filming. And, like, that movie was supposed to open with him in space. In the derelict, Krypton's ashes and all the stuff. Yeah. And they forced him to cut so much, and it was just... Superman's been gone for 5 years, and he went to Krypton, now he's back. And that's just text on the screen that sets that up.
Correct,
whatever. Like, that was the movie I was always like, just give us everything. Show me everything you want to show me right there. Like, and they never let that happen.
Right.
So it's cool that this happened.
There's a Blu-ray, though, that has all that crap or deleted stuff in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I want it, like, pieced
But
in.
you want, like the Donner cut?
Yeah, exactly. The Watchmen cut, right?
Right on. So I'm very excited to see I just want to watch Batman v Superman. I don't mind if it's playing on loop.
Yeah,
I just want it.
And that's the thing is like I put out it was my 5th time seeing it in theaters, and everyone's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, I never see movies twice, but I mean, it's fucking Batman and Superman. You know what I mean? And it's Wonder Woman. Like, and that's the thing is like, it still gets me every time the Wonder Woman's reveal. It still gets me every time that the Trinity's on screen together fighting Doomsday. I'm like, this is awesome.
Now, did you see the ending happening? I don't care spoilers.
No,
did you? Yeah, go rent it.
When it was happening, I was like,
"Did you think so?
Do this?
Yeah,
are they really gonna do this? Like, they can't do this. Are they gonna do this?" And then it was like, when it happens, I'm like, holy shit, they did it,
right?
And then it was like totally one of those things of, I was like, this is I think the big complaint we as Kind of Funny had in terms of like the one thing that was weird for us is like, if they would have ended that movie with him really dead,
right?
You know what I mean? And none of the dirt lifting, like just they pile it in, shut it down, and then like it's over. I would have been like, holy shit! Like they just because there's that a great line from pre New 52 or whatever, where Batman tells Superman to his face like, you haven't inspired anybody since you died. And I was like, man, if they do Justice League and he's just dead, and that's what brings everybody together. I'm like, that is, first off, what a condemnation of Superman. Like, everything I fought for of like, no, he's a great character. Like, no, he really isn't. This is what we have to do. But like, I think of a million different endings. I didn't need the dirt. I wanted him dead or I wanted him alive. You know what I mean? I didn't need the in between here, because I was like, all right, well, what does this put us in for Justice League? How is this going to make sense when we get there? Like, is it going to be that this picks? I think actually, one of the articles talked about it. I think it picks up like right away, right?
Maybe, yeah. I haven't read any of the articles, but
I forget that whole info dump on Justice League came out. I think it picks up pretty quick. It's like, okay, is he getting out of the grave right then, or is it going to be like, no, Darkseid took him and gave him the anti-life equation, and this happened? It's like, well, how did nobody see the body lift up? Why the dirt? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a million questions I have about it, but I'm excited for it.
Definitely.
I can't wait for this universe to get rolling to see what the hell they're doing with it.
Definitely. I didn't see the Doomsday ending happening at all.
Yeah.
Just because my brain was, when he fought Doomsday by himself, he died.
Yeah.
But he's got Batman and Wonder Woman, so I'm like, oh, I mean, they'll help him out.
Yeah.
They can help him. And then I was just, oh my gosh. But of course, knowing production schedules and stuff like that, and how Henry Cavill signed on, I was like, oh, he'll be back.
That was the thing.
Yeah,
I was like, and when I think it was the day I went to see Batman v Superman, maybe the day before, he put up a Instagram thing that was like him getting yacked again, right? Because he was like, I got Justice League starts filming in whatever day,
right?
And I was like, shit, if he would have if they would have left, if that movie ends and he's just dead, no dirt floating, nothing, dead, I would have been like, are we part of like the best ruse turn of all time? Where it's like, no, he's not really. He's just, that was an old shot of him working out. You know what I mean? Like, no, he's not in Justice League.
Throwback Thursday.
Fuck yeah, right.
No, there we go.
no, he's dead. But I was like, damn, like. It's interesting what they're doing. Yeah.
The thing I'm not happy about. Well, now Justice League it was going to be a 2-parter. Now it's a single movie.
I thought they just changed the names. Isn't that the deal, or no? Is it?
No, it's going to be its own thing now.
Okay.
I just wonder what that means for Green Lantern.
Right.
Because I'm a huge Green Lantern fan.
Yeah.
I'm covering it up, but my tattoo's on the other side.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't mind the Ryan Reynolds one. I just kind of was like, you know what? Here's the thing. I never thought I'd get a Green Lantern movie.
Yeah.
So if that's what they're going to give me, I'll take it.
Sure.
Because, later they'll reboot it, which that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, 2020, right?
Exactly. Yeah, 1920. Well, who knows? But so what the original plan was, at the end of Justice League, like Green Lantern comes. But now that it's its own movie, I don't know what that means.
Are you sure there's not? They've dumped Justice League, the second one?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Okay.
The internet. I don't know how reliable that is.
Okay.
But they
I could
said.
have sworn that they were it's just not going to be called Justice League Part 1 and 2 or some shit.
Yeah, no, that's
okay.
Yeah.
I assure you there'll be another Justice League movie.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I want 10 of them.
Yeah.
Right now. But
yeah, I don't know. That's the fascinating thing about all the shit that happened. It's just like, what does this do? This is, you have this road plan for all these movies, but like, where the hell does that net out when people don't respond and you have to go and change things and drastically make a different move? I don't know.
Right. It's all good. Movies.
Comic books.
Yeah.
Rooster teeth.
So there's two things I wanted to bring up with you. One, I had this idea earlier this week.
Yeah.
I was like, what if I act like I know Greg Miller and I've interviewed him in the past and make him feel awkward that he doesn't remember me?
Sure.
And I was like, nah, that's too mean. I don't
see. The thing is, I wouldn't feel awkward about it. I would just roll with it.
Would you?
Be
okay.
Like, I got you. I'm like, I do a lot of interviews. I don't know.
Exactly. That was my thing. I was like, you know what? Nah, that's maybe the second one, third one. Who knows? Who knows? The other thing, you're Glen Allen boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Last year or 2 years ago, I was in Glendale Heights.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Were you living there or just visiting?
I was there for a year.
Shit,
yeah.
Where about?
The Mexican part.
Oh.
Yeah. What's it's by a mall.
Stratford Square Mall.
I worked at Stratford Square Mall.
Where'd you work?
I worked at the Sears and the Rogers and Hollins.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. My best friend Poe lived in Glendale Heights. That's where his family still lives. Mm-hmm. And he was mall security for a while at Stratford.
Oh, okay.
And Stratford's like the mall we went to all the time. That
really?
was the mall that I went
have
to.
you been to it since?
Probably in passing, but not in years.
Yeah,
on top of that. Is it
There's
sad?
nothing in there.
Yeah, it's super sad. That's malls in general now, right?
It sucks because growing up, malls were the place to be.
Oh, sure, that's where you hung out.
There's arcades.
Dropped off. Yeah,
it's like
go to the arcades. You go to the movies. You hang out. You bum around. I was with Independence Day. Resurgence out now. I was thinking back to seeing the original Independence Day. I saw it with Matt Noel at Stratford Square Mall, and we saw it it was a big deal. I don't think. It wasn't the midnight showing, but it was a showing where we left and it was late at night. And I remember we were junior high, so it was interesting to be out there. And we were waiting to get picked up. And I remember being in front of Stratford Square Mall waiting for one of our moms to come. And him and I just looking up at the stars and talking about aliens and all this really weird shit of what it would be like if that happened.
Yeah. But have you seen the second Independence Day?
Yes.
What'd you think about it?
Awful.
Really?
Oh my god, I could not believe it was that bad. Like, I knew it wasn't gonna be a great film.
Right.
But I thought it'd be fun, and I was just like,
You had no fun.
the most fun I had was making fun of it.
Okay.
Like where I turned to Nick and we would just bust up. Like when, like you've seen it?
No, of course.
Like
yeah.
the Liam Hemsworth thing on the plane when he's done peeing and the
Right.
saves me. He looks like he goes, nice. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? What the hell is this movie? And then like Vivica A. Fox's death and all this other stuff. You're just like, all right, man, whatever.
Right.
Judd Hirsch's entire plot line. Like, why are you even here?
You know, it's funny to think back because you see Judd Hirsch in this movie and it's like, oh, he's old. But growing up, when he was in the first Independence Day, it's like, oh man, that guy's an old guy. And he's like, no, he's this young guy. Compared to today, but
sure. And that's the thing. And I was thinking that I was thinking like, he was on Taxi and all this different stuff. It's just like, damn. I always have that with. When I was a kid, like, Christopher Lloyd in Back to the Future being an old man, and the fact that he looks like that naturally now is just so like. You've been old forever. You know what I mean? Like, I can't wrap my head around this. And I remember watching it Back to the Future as a kid and thinking that they de-aged Marty's parents, right? Not that they took 20-year-olds and put makeup on them and made them look old. Right. Yeah. Because that Leah Thompson, man.
Yeah.
She was always a looker. Still is.
Absolutely. Who's a looker that I was thinking about the other day? I can't
Dean
think.
Cain.
Dean Cain, great looker. I never really watched Superman or Lois and Clark. New Adventures of Superman. I knew it was on, but I was just like, man, I was a Flash guy. I watch The Flash every year.
Sure.
Just because I'm like, I just want to watch it because it's ridiculous.
How much do you love the Flash show now?
I love the new Flash show.
Dude, it's so good.
My buddy works in Vancouver.
Oh, nice.
And he was like, yeah, I'll get you a tour set. I was like, you better not be fucking around with me right now because I will kill you if you don't make this happen. He's like, oh, yeah, no, we'll get a tour.
Has it happened yet?
No, I haven't been up there.
Oh, okay.
So it better happen.
That was the thing when we had Rahul from iZombie on for Game Over Reggae Show. We went out drinking that night, and he was talking to us, and like, he knows they're like, they have like a CW campus pretty much.
Right,
you know what I mean? All their shows or whatever. He's like, it was me and Nick, and he's like, oh, yeah. And we're like, we'd love to come up and see the set and like see Flash. He's like, we can totally do that. When we're filming, you can totally come out and do that. And he was like, yeah, just tell us when. And we were like, August. And he's like, what? Like, we're coming in August. I'm like, Nick, that's the best time, August? Yeah, we'll come
we just bought our tickets.
And
we're
going.
Like,
oh, okay.
We're at the airport. See you later.
We don't even care if it's like a half-ass offer. Like, we're coming.
Right.
We're coming to this place.
Yeah. Right. I did ever since Toy Story 3, it's been very easy for me to cry at media.
Yeah.
So when they were going back in time and they were doing like the previous universes, and when John Wesley ships the Flash, I was crying.
Yeah.
Like, it's canon.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was my manliest moment.
That's the best thing. I mean, about what they're building with that universe is that they can do anything with it. Like when they're like, Supergirl's going to show Superman this year, and everybody's like hitting me up about it. Like, do you think it's gonna be Tom Welling? And I'm like, no, but I still hold out hope of a Tom Welling Smallville crossover,
right?
Because like it makes sense to go there for an episode, or you just pop in and have those old sets, and even if it's like he can't control it anymore, and just to have a scene. Right. He pops in the Daily Planet and Erica Durance and Tom Welling are at a computer and they're like, "Hey," he's like, "What? Hey, what?" You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that writes itself, and that'd be amazing.
Yeah. So,
and they've done so much right so far.
Yeah,
that you really believe they could do it.
My dad likes Arrow more because he can't keep up with the Flash with all the time traveling and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a complicated story.
I get it.
I loved Arrow. I mean, through season 2, and season 3 came around, and Flash came around at the same time. And season 3 was so bad, and Flash was so good. And then this season, I just couldn't even motivate myself. Like I watched the pilot, and he's like, "I'm gonna be Green Arrow now," and I'm just like, "I can't do it, man. I just can't. I'm sorry."
No. I watch those shows. Well, I mean, the Flash I watch for religion. You can get some water.
I know. I'm getting it. You're not stopping me. Come on, I'm just doing it with one hand. Calm down. Don't want to drop.
Pretty talented. No, so I mean, I would watch Green Arrow or the Arrow show. And I was just like, well, I guess we'll keep going. I've started. I can't feel like I can't stop, just because you don't know who's going to cross over. What
Yeah.
So I was like, all right.
Are you watching Legends tomorrow?
I do watch that. Yeah.
It's the same thing where it's just like binging changes so much. Where I remember when Arrow came on originally, like when it first was airing, I was DVRing them, and I put on the pilot one day, and I was like, oh, this isn't for me, and I deleted them all. And then my friends were like, dude, Arrow season 2 is amazing. Yeah. And you sat down and I binged all of season 1 and then what was out of season 2, and I was like, that's the best way to watch it.
Yeah.
And then like the breaks and the months and this and the other, and like so DCI did the same thing where I watched the 2-part pilot. And like, this is interesting and cool, but I don't have time to invest right now, and I'll wait to see if anybody cares about it. If it actually turns into something I need to watch.
Right. They set up some cool stuff for season 2. That's
Yeah.
what I'm more excited about. Back in the day, there was like talks of like Constantine would join the cast. I'm like, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd watch that. I watched the shit out of Constantine. It was cool. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what they do.
Do you watch Supergirl?
I don't. That's the only. I started, and then it's a lot of the same setups. You know,
Sure.
I can't do it. And then somebody like or no, I don't know, like you can't do it, I can't do it. Oh yes, you can.
Yeah, I can do this on my own.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
You need to accept
Yeah,
help.
yeah,
it's one of those. What I like about Supergirl is the fact that it's such junk food.
Yeah.
And this isn't to insult it because I enjoy the show,
right.
but it's such junk food that literally I let them pile up my DVR and then I'm like, oh, this one sounds interesting. These sound bad. Delete. Or oh, this is the one where I heard about this. This is where she gets red kryptonite and just put on and do something else and look up every so often. Like, all right, you know what I mean? And like, you can watch them out of order. It doesn't. It didn't matter to me.
I just watched the Flash crossover. And I was like,
yeah, and that was by far their best episode.
Yeah,
because it like works that way of like, especially showing like how different their universes are. Right.
Right.
Like,
right.
Real consequences to berries, and she's right.
Right.
Car, everything's funny.
The one thing I was more excited about was how they put that into the actual Flash show.
Yeah.
And it was just funny where he just comes and he's like, "Oh, I'm back."
How long have I been gone?
Yeah, and then everybody's like, "Huh?" Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
exactly,
"Yes, that was worth."
And it kind of cracks me up though. Like, guys, I just met a flying alien.
Wait. You know what? Let's move past that.
Yeah, great, Barry, but we're testing this thing.
Right.
We got to worry about Zoom.
Yeah, there you go. Can I talk to you about the moment I fell in love with you?
Sure can.
So it was during the gauntlet.
Yeah.
I knew you from IGN, all that good stuff. But when you blew past those Sonic onion rings,
yeah,
I was like, this is the best, and everyone's just
like the story goes, man, is that they walked me through and showed us all the obstacle course. And he wasn't there. Eggman and the rings weren't there.
Right.
And then, like, if this was like a movie, you'd have the jump cut of me and Freddy going like, "All right, so here's what we're gonna do."
Right.
I'm like, I'm gonna be in. They were all like, "We don't know Sonic." And I'm like, I'm a Sega kid. I'm gonna be first.
Right. Yes.
I'm like, once I pass you, Freddy was like, once you pass me, I'm going to try to direct people into the wrong area.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, go this way, go this way.
Yeah.
And if you watch the video, so I come around the corner and I'm like, someone's fucking with us the way we're going to fuck with them.
Right.
And so when Eggman goes, stop, and I go, no! And I just kept going. It's hard to see because it all happens so fast, but you see Freddy walk into frame.
Right.
Because he's going to point them into the door right there.
Okay.
His plan was like when people came around to be like, no, they changed it, go this way, and you just run into a dead end.
Yeah.
But then like it's all pandemonium and screams and onion rings and plates everywhere. It was a great moment.
I don't normally laugh out loud, but that was just like, oh my gosh.
I'm glad it played because like that was you always do stuff and like I was afraid number one that I pissed everybody off because this is like day 2 of knowing Rooster Teeth. You know what I mean? Like this isn't like I don't know how professional the set is. Like, little what I know, it's not. And then also the thing of just like were the cameras on? Were they in the right position? Do they have coverage of that? Or is this going to be this weird thing that nobody understands? Are people going to understand that I just fucking like no?
Would you like to play a game with
Sure.
me? Well, it's not. Well, yeah, it's with me. Yeah,
I like games.
So,
have you played that Teen Titans mobile game?
I have not. I'm not a mobile game guy.
I'm not either, but it's Teen Titans, and everybody says it's really good.
Okay, can I play a cyborg and just say booyah?
I think so.
Okay, let me just say this for the record: if the cyborg in Justice League, if he doesn't say booyah, I'm gonna be very pissed off.
Okay,
that's all I want.
I bet he won't, but I hope he does for you.
I thank you. I appreciate that. This is
let's do like one of the under booyah.
Yeah, exactly. Or or I don't know, like the Iron Man moment where he shoots the little tiny missile, walks away, blows up.
Yeah,
booyah. Just keep going.
Yeah, that works.
I thought of an idea for a game. Yeah, it's called Movie, Film, or Porn Film.
Oh, God.
I'm going to give you a title. You have to name movie or porn.
Okay.
So the first one, Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte.
Ooh, this is a good game.
Yeah.
I'm going to say movie.
You are correct.
All right.
Breast Men.
Movie.
You are correct. You're very good at this.
I watch a lot of porn.
There we go. I did my research. Wasteland.
I'm gonna say movie, but I could easily see it being porn.
It's a porn, yeah. It's a porn.
There has to be a movie called Wasteland, though, right?
There is, but according to my phone list that I made, it was made in 2012.
Okay.
Proud Parents.
Jeez. Porn.
That is correct. 2014. A Man for All Seasons.
Movie.
That is correct. That's a 1966 movie. Bikini Island.
That's a movie.
That is correct. You are crushing this game. I don't know the points, but you're crushing
Good.
it.
I'm winning.
Better Off Alone.
Porn?
That is correct.
All right.
That is correct. I'm just going to say it's super obvious, but Hollywood Hot Tub 2 Educating Crystal.
Porn.
That is correct. Now, it hovered the line because it was NC-17, so it wasn't a theater, but I consider it a porn.
Okay, I kind of.
So, yeah. The African Queen.
Movie.
That is correct. And I don't know how many it did, so I'm just going to say...
You're like, all right, let's get to page 2 of 12.
Yes. I'm just going to say the last one I get, The Killer Inside Me.
That's a movie, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did crush that. I did
You
really well.
really crushed. The only one I had left was So Lovely.
Shit.
So Lovely.
Porn?
That is correct.
Oh, all right.
There you go.
You just gotta turn it off because you're like that could be that, but no, it's gotta be
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Well, it's because one night, and that's why I'm saying I did my research. There was this movie Wasteland. I'm a huge indie guy. I like watching indie movies. Wasteland. Two friends who have been disconnected for a while regroup and whatever. So I was like, I guess it's like 7 at night.
Yeah, whatever. Why not?
So I'm watching it, and I was like, oh no,
They're connecting in a very interesting way.
And so I was just. Okay, and then I was like, "Oh, that's like Wasteland, really?
Yeah,
That's a great title for a porn." But yeah, and so now comes the point of the show. This is a show, by the way. We've been podcasting.
Oh, this has been recorded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be great if this wasn't recorded?
I just want to interview you.
Yeah,
we just have a conversation for 30 minutes.
I've always said, if somebody was like, "Look, turn off the mic. I just want to talk with you." All right.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Let's do it." But I want you. You're a very good pitchman.
Sure.
You could be the next Billy Mays if you wanted to. Have you thought about that?
Greg Miller here.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about OxyClean.
You could do that.
Okay.
Just
thank you. It's good. A fallback career. I like that.
Yeah, I miss Billy Mays, by the way.
Oh, who doesn't miss Billy Mays?
Did you watch Pitchman? It's
No.
an actual show where before he died, him and Anthony Sullivan people would bring them items and they would pitch it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
It was a pretty good show, but of course he died.
Of course.
Of course.
Screwed everything up for us in pitch.
They did. Season 2 wasn't that great. What do you want to pitch?
Kindoffunny.com.
There we go.
Go to kindoffunny.com. Just subscribe to our YouTube channels. Check out our content. Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt.
Yeah.
What is one product that you wish you could have in the store that wouldn't sell, but you personally you want? And you can't say like vibrator.
Well, no, I think I
jumped.
jumped to sweatshirts, but those will sell when they actually go up.
Right.
We've just been waiting forever for some reason. What kind of funny product
do
I want that other people wouldn't buy? Lego Dimension figures.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, Funko Pops too.
Funko Pops. I think
People
that's
every so often somebody will tweet and be like, "Hey, when are you getting Greg?" I'm like, no one's gonna buy those. I mean, Funko Pops moves millions of units. We would sell 150.
Right. Well, I think you'd sell like 151.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. Yeah, no problem. I'll get one.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
This has been a pleasure.
Thank you. I don't know how it just ends. It ends when it ends. It starts when it starts.
No, I'm just letting you know I've enjoyed this interview.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed chatting with you. Again, of course.
Yes, again, of course. It was our third or fourth interview. I'm sorry. I always forget them.
It's been 10, but it's all good.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, sir.